done. Right? Floyd now is in talks with Pacquiao for a rematch.
Well, that's about money.
A lot of fighters have gone past 50-0, right? But they don't end up on the. Julio Cesar Chavez had 88 wins or something like that before his first loss. But then you keep, so like, let's see. We don't know.
Right.
But Manny Pacquiao was a flyweight champion who went from flyweight, he didn't stop at every division, but terrorized, but actual champion of 4 different divisions, which really only he has done until Crawford just did it, okay? And you could argue Mayweather. But the fact, and he was never going to beat Mayweather. But the
why?
Fact that because Mayweather's bigger, usually in those kind of fights, the better defensive fighter wins.
The dislike for Floyd, everybody tries to make excuses for why he went 50-0. We fought him when that guy was too young and he wasn't ready yet. He fought that guy when he was too old. Well, here's the reality.
He's a stud.
Not every day is your day when you get out of bed. You know, you can be the greatest ever and you just, it's not your day. 50 times it was Floyd's day. And you know, the guy never partied. He always stayed in great shape. He always took the sport seriously.
And he always fought everybody.
And then on the money side, when you think about the business of the sport, nobody cared about Pretty Boy Floyd. So then he created Money Mayweather.
Like Dennis Rodman, he said.
My question is like this. In which part that he can claim that he's the only one? Diba? He's the only one.
Why?
He cannot claim that he's the only undefeated fighter, which is maraming nag-retire na undefeated, more than 15.
Reports that Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather are planning to run it back this September have pulled attention far beyond boxing, reaching the wider sports world. Max Kellerman and Dana White have weighed in as well, framing it as a moment that could add another defining chapter to both careers and potentially reshape how this rivalry is remembered when the dust finally settles.
Floyd did. That's the tricky thing about it. You don't know until the guy is done. Right? Floyd now is in talks with Pacquiao for a rematch.
Well, that's about money.
A lot of fighters have gone past 50-0, right? But they don't end up on the. Julio Cesar Chavez had 88 wins or something like that before his first loss. But then you keep, so like, let's see. We don't know.
Right.
But Manny Pacquiao was a flyweight champion who went from flyweight, he didn't stop at every division, but terrorized most of these divisions. Flyweight, just to give you an idea of how many, junior bantam, junior feather, junior light.
That's when I didn't
welter.
understand the Mike.
And he had what?
Junior middle.
Eight.
Not real.
There was 3 belts then.
8 belts.
Yeah.
Max Kellerman points to the way Pacquiao and Mayweather have traveled 2 very different roads from the start and says those choices still matter now, even heading into a rematch. In his view, the stylistic matchup continues to lean in Mayweather's favor, with several built-in advantages that haven't disappeared with time.
No, I'm saying 8 belts in 8 different weight divisions,
classes,
but actual champion of 4 different divisions, which really only he has done until Crawford just did it, okay? And you could argue Mayweather. But the fact, and he was never going to beat Mayweather. But the
why?
Fact that because Mayweather's bigger, usually in those kind of fights, the better defensive fighter wins. But also, Mayweather started as a junior lightweight. He started as a flyweight. Like, Mayweather's just a bigger, longer guy than Pacquiao. Yeah. The fact that he even got to the point where that's considered the super fight is bananas, that Pacquiao could even do that.
Did you go to that fight?
And why Floyd is number 3 on my list is because the dislike for Floyd, everybody tries to make excuses for why he went 50-0. We fought him when that guy was too young and he wasn't ready yet. He fought that guy when he was too old.
Dana White argues that for years, people have made excuses to explain away Floyd Mayweather's wins, but the result has stayed the same. He points to the record. Nearly 50 times, Mayweather stepped into the ring and walked out victorious, building the undefeated 50 that still sits at the center of his legacy.
Not every day is your day when you get out of bed. You know, you can be the greatest ever and you just, it's not your day. 50 times it was Floyd's day. And, you know, the guy never partied. He always stayed in great shape. He always took the sport seriously.
And he always fought everybody.
And then on the money side, when you think about the business of the sport, nobody cared about Pretty Boy Floyd. So then he created Money Mayweather.
Like Dennis Rodman, he said,
and
when I was getting 17 rebounds and winning championships in Detroit, I got 800,000. I dyed my hair pink. Same 17 boards getting championships in Chicago. Instead of 800,000, it's 8 million.
Yeah.
Right? So Floyd, there's a very good argument for Floyd. What Floyd once told me, he said, when I say TBE, the best ever, I don't mean inside the ring. Someone else can have that. Although there's a good argument for him. He's in that argument.
Yes.
I wouldn't put him one, but he's in the argument. He said, I'm talking about playing the whole boxing game. He's right.
While many people remember Mayweather primarily for what he did between the ropes, Max Kellerman says his conversations with Floyd reveal another side of how Mayweather views his legacy. Kellerman explains that Mayweather believes he deserves major credit for elevating boxing not only as a sport, but as a business, taking it to new heights and reshaping how fighters think about control, branding, and leverage outside the ring.
You can make a very strong argument that Floyd belongs on Rushmore because no one ever played the game of boxing better than Floyd.
Yep.
Usually the game of boxing played them.
But can I ask one question here?
Go ahead.
So, Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah. I'm not up to my fourth yet, but
I know, but I was just thinking about this question. If he was fighting, you know, most of the time we go in his time. When you say in his time, could he is the only guy I think that over generations could be
70 years later. Yeah.
Yeah, he could have handled it.
He's still the blueprint today.
Don't you think?
The stakes rise the moment Pacquiao draws a clear line. He says he rejected an exhibition and is pushing for a real professional rematch with Floyd Mayweather. In Pacquiao's view, it's about settling what he considers unfinished business from 2015 under official conditions, with the outcome left to the ring and no room for excuses this time.
Oh yeah, I learned a lot on that fight. Way back 2015, I think we become mature right now and how to handle it, and like, you know, I hope that it will not happen again, like the way it is last 2015. You know, it's the experience is like not really 100%, but I'm hoping for this time around no more excuses, especially to my condition and also for everything. Like I'm so excited and ready to the fight. Although before he wants an exhibition with me, but I disagree, and I want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this. So this is it. Like this is what I'm waiting for.
Pacquiao frames it as a shot at history. He wants to be the one man to defeat Floyd Mayweather. He says he's determined to hand Mayweather his first professional loss, an outcome that would permanently link Pacquiao's name to the one result that could reshape Floyd's perfect legacy.
Ang tanong ko is laging in which part of his accomplishment that he can claim that he is the greatest. You know, to be a greatest is not based on your record undefeated, because there's so many fighters na nag-retire na undefeated. So di ko naman, I'm not yung kunang raising my own share, but naggayabang ko, hindi naman, ayaw ko naman ganun, but at least ako, I can claim na first 8 different weight division, which is the hardest accomplishment na in boxing.
And the only one.
The only one.
Division.
First, diba? Yung kumbaga, that's the hardest accomplishment in boxing ma-achieve.
As anticipation builds, Shakur Stevenson says he favors Floyd Mayweather to outclass Manny Pacquiao again, pointing to Mayweather's precision defense and ring IQ as the difference. Stevenson believes Floyd's disciplined, low-risk style is still designed to neutralize aggression, proof, in his view, that smart boxing can control even a high-stakes rematch.
You're Floyd really making a comeback? Yeah, he's fighting Pacquiao. A real comeback? Yeah, real fight. Pac-Man versus Floyd. Floyd gonna cook that nigga.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, Floyd gonna cook that nigga.
I didn't even know that was happening. When?
September.
Damn.
Yeah.
Everything on Floyd.
The gold.
I ain't bet on like a match before, low key. I don't think. I be scared to see.
Bet whatever on Floyd. Bet whatever. He gonna outbox him, make it easy. Get his check, go home.
But that's on you, bro. Please, bro. Don't let me down.
What?
Bro, I don't like losing bets, bro.
I don't lose bets when it comes to boxing.
For real?
Barely. I lost before though.
Wait, what's your record? You undefeated, right?
Yeah.
Even with Stevenson's personal connection to Mayweather, the prediction also reflects his own fighting philosophy. It's an endorsement of the old mantra, hit and don't get hit, and of how decisive that approach can be when it's executed at the highest level.
I don't see it. I think Manny looked solid his last fight with Barrios, but I just don't see Floyd losing. Like, I think it's some guys that he could come back today in the sport of boxing and fight.
Yeah, I think so.
Like guys
Even
like
though he's
Barrios,
46. Yeah, right.
I think he would
light Barrios up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's like there's levels. I mean, no matter what he's lost being 46, they haven't gained that yet. I mean, they were never there in the first place. So if he was here and he's lost this much, they're still here.
Yeah.
And even though he's not Floyd that fought Canelo or Floyd that fought Ricky Hatton, it's not the same Floyd. It's not that much different.
Yeah.
The bigger question now is whether Manny Pacquiao truly has a better chance this time. Some analysts believe Mayweather is past his prime enough to open a door Pacquiao couldn't find before. Others disagree, arguing the timing has changed the competitive meaning of the matchup, even if the global attention remains enormous, and even if the story still pulls people in.
Gives him an advantage in that, and he told me, like, look, Floyd's a lot older. I think now is the best chance that Manny has to beat Floyd. Would you agree with that?
Is that person involved in the promotion or involved in it somehow?
No, it's not. He's not.
Why didn't they do it 3 years before the first one? Why are they doing it now? Do it when it matters. Just like Boots, when you're talking about Boots and Xander, that's perfect. I give all the credit to both guys for taking that chance. Taking that chance because unfortunately today, the zero on your record is so important. So important to everybody, the networks, the managers, the promoters, and you become a better fighter, as Fundora has. You become a better fighter once you taste defeat because that monkey's off your back.
David Benavidez weighs in on a Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch by saying that if Mayweather can still perform near his peak, he could edge Pacquiao again. But he also notes the reality both men carry into this chapter. They're well past their primes, Mayweather nearing 50, Pacquiao 47, adding real uncertainty to how the fight might unfold.
As exciting as it once was, you know what I mean? I mean, Floyd Mayweather was Floyd Mayweather, but who is he going to fight? I mean, unless he fights Pacquiao again, I would love to see that.
How do you think that goes?
I mean, if Floyd Mayweather is still who he is, I think Floyd Mayweather will win. I don't know, we have to see, you know, they're both older guys. I think Floyd is 50. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to disrespect in any type of way, but he's a 50-year-old man. You know what I mean? Pacquiao's a 48-year-old man, too. So I heard something that Mayweather was going to fight Mike Tyson, so if he could do that, by all means.
Looking ahead to September, Keyshawn Davis says he backs Floyd Mayweather to go 2-0 against Manny Pacquiao. He notes that age and long stretches away from the ring will shape this rematch, making it fundamentally different from the first fight. Still, Davis believes Mayweather's prior win carries weight, both psychologically and in terms of expectation, because past success has a way of setting the terms before the opening bell.
Legendary fight, you know. I feel like it's going to be a different fight now that, you know, they're at two different ages. You know, they well out of retirement, well, past retirement, well, whatever you say. You know, so they both retired for a long time. And I think it's going to be a different fight, so the fans are definitely going to be in tune.
Who you give advantage to, Keyshawn? So we give advantage to Floyd or Pacquiao?
Floyd for sure. Because he already won the first time. He only as good as your last performance. You know what I'm saying? Last performance, Floyd won.
So you think about
Floyd.
age, when they talk about reflexes and timing go as a fighter?
Yeah.
You think his time and his reflexes will still be there?
No, both of their reflexes and timing still ain't there. But I'm going to say this too, though. Pacquiao's last performance was crazy against a younger fighter too. You know? But Floyd also been doing a lot of exhibitions. So they both been like kind of active, you know what I'm saying? But I got to judge off their last fight.
Floyd's been off a long time, he ain't done nothing. He's been inactive.
Yeah. That's cool.
Pacquiao just fought.
You traded Pacquiao too? He got to be checked.
That's it for today. Stay tuned. See you next time.